This is a foolproof method to learn the handstand. It comes in 4 phases, and you only move on to the next phase after you've reached the goal of the phase that you're currently in. Once you reach phase 4, you can hold a handstand. You're going to be training this routine 4 to 6 times a week and in about 10 to 30 minute workouts. So again, you're going only to move on to the next phase after you have reached the goal of the phase that you're currently in. So let's start with phase 1. So this is the first part of your handstand training, and your goal is just to build endurance. The first phase of the handstand is just to build endurance, training against the wall. Why? Because the handstand is mostly a balance skill, but there's always a degree of muscle endurance. So if you cannot endure being in a handstand for 10, 20, 30 seconds, you're not going to be able to balance because you're going to fall off, obviously. So this is the first thing you do, is training the wall handstand to build endurance. So all you're going to do in this phase is just to train the handstand against the wall with the chest to wall handstand, not the back to wall handstand, because that one mimics a bad form handstand. You're going to train chest to wall handstand until you can do 3 sets of 30 seconds. This is your first goal. And once you reach it, you can move on to phase 2. And in phase 2, you're going to start taking the feet off the wall. So you do the same thing as you were doing. You get into a wall handstand, but then you're going to try to take your feet off the wall one by one and try to hold for time. Your goal in this phase is to reach 3 sets of 20 seconds with the feet off the wall handstand. So this is 20 seconds in which you take the feet off the wall and you actually manage to balance yourself without the wall assistance. And when you try to do this in the beginning, you'll not be able to hold it at all. And then you're going to get like a 1 second hold or a 2 second hold. And your holds are going to keep improving over time as you keep taking your feet off the wall and trying to balance. So again, you're going to do this until you reach the phase of this goal. And after you are done training your feet off the wall handstand, you're going to go back to the wall handstand to build even more endurance, because at this point your endurance is okay, but it's not very good yet. So you're going to keep training the wall handstand until you reach 2 sets of 45 seconds. So again, have 2 goals: 3 sets of 20 seconds on the feet off the wall handstand, and then 2 sets of 45 seconds on the wall handstand to keep building more endurance, and also with the feet off the wall handstand to get used to the balance. And after you do that, you're ready for phase 3. And in phase 3, you're going to divide your training into 2 phases. First, you're going to actually start doing the handstand attempts, and then you're going to keep training the wall handstand. So, how do attempts work? It's very simple. You just kick up into a handstand position and you try to hold it. It's very simple. In the beginning, again, just like the feet off the wall handstand, you're not going to be able to hold it at all. But as you keep doing attempts, maybe your 3rd, 5th, the 20th attempt, doesn't really matter. There's going to be an attempt where you actually find the balance. You're going to find the balance and you're going to be able to hold it for 1 to 2 seconds. It's going to be like a haha moment. And then you keep going to repeat it. You keep repeating the handstand kick-ups, and you're going to get the balance right over time. You're going to start to get some 5-second holds, then 10-second holds, and 20-second holds. So you just keep practicing the kick-up, the handstand attempts to get used to the balance. After that, at the second part of your workout, you're going to keep training the wall handstand to get that even better endurance. So you're going to keep training the wall handstand until you can do 2 sets of 60 seconds. Once you can do this, your endurance is phenomenal. You can just ditch the wall and train exclusively attempts, which is exactly what we do on the last phase, which is phase 4. It's just doing attempts, kick-ups. You're going to exclusively do this, and on this phase, your goal is just to get the best hold durations and holds possible. The longer you can hold it, the better. So again, do attempts, try to find your balance. That's really all you need to do at this point, because you already have the balance with the feet off the wall handstand, and you already have really good endurance. So all you have to do is do attempts until you get good enough. And when it's in this phase that you're going to reach 3 sets of 30 seconds on the handstand. And once you do this, your handstand is very solid. And if you're interested in this document that I'm reading, it's my program where I teach you the handstand push-up. Inside you'll see all the methods to learn the handstand push-up, everything in detail. So if you're interested, it's the first link in the description. But yeah, that's really all you need to do. So let's recap this. You're going to divide your training in 4 phases. The first one, your goal is just to get 3 sets of 30 seconds on the wall handstand, okay, to build that endurance. Then you move on to phase 2, where you're going to start taking your feet off the wall until you can do 3 sets of 20 seconds with a feet off the wall handstand, where you're balancing yourself without the wall assistance. And also when you get 2 sets of 45 seconds for the wall handstand. Then you move on to phase 3, where you're going to just do handstand attempts to get used to the kick up and the balance. And you're going to finish your wall handstand work, reaching 2 sets of 60 seconds. Once you reach this, you can move on to phase 4, where you just do handstand attempts. And your goal is to reach 3 sets of 30 seconds. At that point, your handstand is solid and you have reached the handstand. So yeah, that's all you need. If you want to get this document, it's the first link in the description. And yeah, bye.